Hey guys, I got a question here today about enzymes that I figured deserved a bit longer of an answer, and this will serve as our enzyme protocol from here on out. So everything you really need to know about enzymes. First of all, the question was, do you need specific enzymes to digest and absorb omegas? The technical answer is yes, but the real answer is you make your own enzymes in your body. When you're healthy, you make your own enzymes, all of the enzymes that you need. So dietary enzymes are not a necessity for anyone, unless you have a gallbladder missing. We're going to go into that. But do I need specific enzymes to absorb omegas? Yes and no. You need to give your body what it needs to produce its own enzymes. But when you are starting a new supplement regimen, or when you're changing your diet from any diet to any new diet, it's a great idea to supplement with enzymes. Short term, don't need to do it forever. Enzymes are very cheap. Even ours, the ones that we make, they're not the cheapest on the market, but they're only 16 cents a capsule. So if you are doing this, anybody, yes, it's a good idea to start your day off. If you're doing this, start it off with 1 to 2 enzymes first thing in the morning. And I would say 1 if you're under 200 pounds and 2 if you're over 200 pounds. It doesn't matter that much. 1 will help a bit. 1 might help a lot in the morning, but it'll help a bit regardless. And then 1 to 2 before each meal. Real meal, big meal, especially if it has any fat in it. And this is 10 to 15 minutes, 5 to 15 minutes before. Definitely want it to be before the meal, and definitely not right before the meal. So give it a few minutes. If you are already eating, it's not really worth it. You might as well just save the enzyme and remember to do it next time. Same with after the meal. So this is a good idea, though. It can help you reset your digestion. And when you come to us with a digestion problem, which a lot of people do, that's the core of a lot of people's problems, it's a great idea to get on enzymes. Part of the reason I made a digestion start pack was to have something to give people that contains enzymes in it. This is not just enzymes, by the way. Most good enzyme products, if you go into a health food store, and ours, they're going to contain more than just enzymes. So you don't want to take just one enzyme unless you're lactose intolerant, for example. Now, the naming in this tells you what they are too, right? The enzyme for lactose, the milk protein, is lactase. They mostly end in ase. The enzyme that you produce in your saliva, that's called maltase, right? So the same thing here. You need all the water-soluble nutrients and everything. You need to be hydrated for your body to produce maltase properly. That's the first stage of digestion, is an enzymatic reaction in the mouth. A good enzyme product is going to contain a spread of enzymes, a whole bunch of different enzymes, just like a probiotic product is usually going to contain several strains of probiotics. They're also going to contain a chloride of some kind. A betaine hydrochloride is usually the one that's kind of the standard. You also see betaine hydrochloride sold on its own. So this is why it's a great idea to get a good enzyme product, because it has hydrochloride in it of some kind. This is what you need for stomach acid. This is why we tell people to consume salt first of all and do a salt flush and all this stuff, because the chloride in the sodium chloride salt is used to make stomach acid. So this is another way to promote stomach acid. You can take another chloride product, including betaine hydrochloride. But the real magic in a good enzyme product is bile. And when we said you need to be on an enzyme product for the rest of your life if you don't have your gallbladder, that's because of the bile. It's because the gallbladder is essentially releasing that bile into the intestine, and you need that, require that in this process. It's not just enzymes, it's also bile. So you can produce your own enzymes and you can produce your own bile, unless you have your gallbladder removed. Now that bile system is interfered with. Now you need to supplement with this every single day. And at 16 cents a capsule, like we said, this is not a big deal. It just needs to be done. It will make such a massive difference. In fact, if somebody has a gallbladder taken out and they don't do that, there isn't that much we can help them with, because there is 90 essential nutrients. This whole question started with, do I need this to absorb omegas? Yes. And all the other fat-soluble vitamins that are connected in this web. And when you have an organ taken out that interferes with a major section of the web, or the cake recipe of what makes a healthy human, it all falls apart. Can't give everything else and then not be able to absorb fat. Fat is absolutely critical. Almost everything that people come to us, we're going to say it has something to do with a good fat deficiency, quote, good fat deficiency. The omegas, cholesterol, and the fat-soluble vitamins D, E, A, and K, and even the fat-soluble minerals, especially zinc and selenium. It's all involved here. It's all involved with this enzymatic process, and a lot of these are chemical reactions. First in the mouth, second in the stomach with the strong stomach acid, third in the alkaline environment of the intestine. That's more complicated than you would need to know, but in a short video on everything you need to know about enzymes is pretty much it. So any new diet, right? Any new supplement program, you get on a new form of omegas that come from a new source, your body is going to react a little bit differently to that. Some proteins, doesn't matter where they come from, your body might not like them. We used to do hair analysis. Pretty much everybody who come and get a hair analysis, the chart's going to give them a bunch of random proteins, random to us, that they're sensitive to in some way. This could be chicken, this could be Brussels sprouts, this regular foods that are not on our bad list, right? But the body's reacting weird to them. This can happen with supplements as well. Taking enzymes can really help smooth this out. And by the way, a lot of us, maybe not in this 2020 world or 2021 world, but when everyone was on the go all the time and had to go to work and such, stress was a big component in people's digestion. Probably still is again in many people's lives. But if you're busy in yourself and you're not even thinking about eating, you're not producing stomach acids, you're not really producing the enzymes that you need to do all this job, you're not preparing yourself for digestion. So if you just hop into food, eating food, no matter what that food is, it can cause a problem in the body if the body's not ready to digest it. One way to hack this psychologically is just take an enzyme before you eat. You know, I do this if I've been busy working and I'm not even paying attention. All of a sudden dinner's ready. I'm probably going to take an enzyme before that meal. Psychologically, my body has not started producing all the gastric juices that it needs to get the job done, especially with a big heavy meal, especially meat, anything that's fatty. So, do you need it? Not necessarily, unless you have a gallbladder removed. Should you do it? Yes, it's worth it. It's worth having enzymes in the house. It's worth doing it. Buy a container of them. Take one every single day when you wake up for 30 days, especially if you have a problem. But even if you don't, honestly, it'll probably change things for you. If you're used to eating breakfast, this can be one thing that can help you spread that out if you're trying to do intermittent fasting, which we would also recommend. If your body's eating too much food, this is part of what we say in resetting the digestion. Right, what we want you to do before supplements often is reset the digestion. Spend 30 days avoiding gluten particularly, but the bad foods generally. Spend that 30 days fasting, taking diatomaceous earth, clearing out the system, basically. Doing salt flushes every few days, topping your body up with salt, taking digestive enzymes, taking probiotics, getting your digestive system ready, not only to handle food properly, but also to handle all these super concentrated nutrient supplements that we're trying to sell. This needs to be absorbed. One of the things that people have a problem with at the beginning, it's not really a problem, but they might think they're wasting a bit of their money because they can see their urine is neon. They're peeing a lot of the vitamins out. They're not absorbing a lot of it. Now, we're expecting that they're going to be absorbing a lot of it significantly still, but a lot of it is running through them still. They're very concentrated, so we want to get the most out of it. One way is to space that out and dilute that. Another way is to take enzymes to prepare your body to digest and absorb as many of these nutrients as possible, just like it were food, because the body's digestive system is wired to take nutrients out of food. So this is the same process. Anything that you would do to promote digestion will also promote absorption of nutrients, right? More probiotics will promote the absorption of nutrients, all of this stuff. So it's a critical component in resetting the digestion, and most people should reset their digestion. If you're 10 pounds overweight, you should reset your digestion. If you have headaches, cramps of any kind, skin problems of any kind, really anything, really any kind of pain. Some people come to us, they don't have any pain at all. They're just like, no, man, I just work out and I want to do better. Okay, you can just take the 90 essential nutrients. This is all up to your level of seriousness. If you're serious about getting your health correct, you should take enzymes short term, and you should keep them in the house after that and take them every now and then. But you don't have to. And by the way, I guess last thought, if you look at a lot of cheeses, they have enzymes in them too. And that's good. Generally, those cheeses are less of a problem. Generally, less people have reactions to those types of cheeses, especially Parmesan. But honestly, a lot of people, they say they're lactose intolerant and they have all kinds of problems with cheese. Oh, cheese makes me bloated, But Parmesan cheese doesn't seem to have a problem with them. It doesn't have the HCl or bile in it, but it's something. And you can just get that from food. But if you're working properly, you make your own enzymes. You don't need it. So that's it, guys. Appreciate you. Till next time. Hey, all you Dr. Wallach supporters and Youngevity fans out there. Most of you at some point will have come up against this NutriSmart bashing of Dr. Wallach. There are a few articles that are published specifically to tarnish Dr. Wallach and his message. And I have actually written this whole book. This was a few years ago. I wrote a full-length book in rebuttal to these vicious attacks on Dr. Wallach. I believe every objection that you are going to encounter in the field is addressed in this book. It's absolutely a great resource for you to have as a distributor. And if you do ever have anybody coming up to you saying, I heard what you said about Dr. Wallach and I was going to look into some of his vitamins, but I came up against this article on the internet, NutriSmart article, is probably the one they read. So it's a great deal, guys. I put it up very cheap. It's just another tool in our toolbox. And the Amazon link is in the description of this video. Make sure to check out our food YouTube channel called Notus Foods. This is 100% Dr. Wallach approved. And the chef that is preparing the food here and teaching you how to follow Dr. Wallach's food guidelines and Dr. Glidden's food guidelines. He's an industry professional, over 22 years experience and a college diploma to back it up. And we do have experienced cooks and bakers as well, working on content for the YouTube channel Notus Foods and the Instagram channel Notus Foods. It's 100% gluten-free, oil-free, all the stuff about burning fats and all of the rules that you would need to know or follow. We're here to teach it to you here, as well as give you tons of ideas for recipes, individual dishes, and meals. Of course, in the near future, we do have a cookbook coming out. Stay tuned for it. And if you'd like to talk to us directly, you can call us. Actually, you can call Judy. She's downriver Detroit. You can call from anywhere in the US, Canada, Mexico, UK, Australia, New Zealand, any other country. You want to email us or send us a DM on whatever app that you want to contact us on. Instagram is super convenient for us. And that's for any sales or product information in those countries, or any distributor information,